Hello friends, happy Thursday. All right, I am here with the Amazon book that I told you I wanted to give my review on. I also have some other books I wanted to share with you. I am one of those ones that's a visual / hands-on learner. I like to have my books, my patterns, but I also, if there's a video tutorial, not just showing, but explaining if it's something I've never done before. And I'll be honest, sometimes I even have to go back and just watch a video on the most basic thing, like a granny square, because maybe I make so many of them. I just completely forget. And that, you know what? That happens to all of us. So, anyways, I hope everyone's having a good week. Everyone's staying cool. Here, our temperatures have been up and down. They've been between a real feel of like 90s to today, I think it's about 82 out there. But it's still pretty warm being on a second story apartment and having garages under us. It gets pretty warm. But we're managing. We haven't had to turn the AC on, which is a good thing because, well, we all know running the AC when they're really old units is pretty expensive, but that's okay. We have a lot of fans and windows, and so it's been good. So anyways, let's jump right into this book here. So this one I purchased recently on Amazon, and it is 200 ripple stitch patterns, exciting patterns to knit and crochet for Afghans, blankets, and throws. It's by Jan Eaton. I don't remember how much I paid for this. It wasn't very much. It was under $15. And as you like my bookmarks, they're little receipts. I did bookmark a couple of pages, and I'll show you those in a minute. But one thing I do really like when you get started on this book is it shows you a little swatch or thumbnail of what's on each page. And it does that for all 200 things, 200 projects. Another thing is it gives you a good introduction on this book, how to use this book. It gives you all of your abbreviations. It tells you the difficulty levels, the pattern type of whether it's knit or crochet. So if you look here, you can see the knit patterns are on the left pages and the crochet patterns are on the right hand side, which I really enjoy, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. And then it just goes into talking about your different colors if you're not real good with color theory, which I'm just learning color theory. I'm so thankful my daughter was an art major because she has been amazing on helping teach me the color theory and blending colors and mixing colors and stuff like that. This just talks about your gauge, your yarn weight, comparing your swatches, and then it goes into the stitch collection, which is the 200 stitches. So let me jump ahead here to this one here, which is Golden Glow. That was one that jumped out at me, and as you can see here, there goes my bookmark. My fan just took my bookmark. Sorry about that. I had to reach for the bookmark. So if you look here, it tells you that this is a crochet pattern. Okay, because this is on the right hand side. And that would be an easy pattern because there's only one ball of yarn on there. If you see 2, it's an intermediate, 3 difficult. But I do still think that some easy patterns can also be kind of difficult, just depending on your level of crochet, how long you've been crocheting, what you've been crocheting, you know, are these stitches new to you, that kind of thing. But then if you go over here to the left hand side, you can see this is a knit pattern with a difficulty level of intermediate. And the other thing that I really like about this, so see how that's a 9 plus 4? that will tell you that you are going to do a multiple of 9 stitches plus 4 for that pattern. Now, this pattern that I want to do is in a multiple of 25 chains. So you just chain 25, 25, 25, 25 till you have the length of the project that you want. It gives you recommended yarns on here, and I will show you that when we get to the back of the book right now. And this I will do a further review once I can get into this book when life slows down a little bit. But then the other one that I was looking at that I really like is this one called Chocolate Delight, and that is a 16 chain plus 2. So what that means is you will chain 16, 16, 16 for however long you want it, and then plus 2 at the end. So say you only want to chain 16, so you'll chain 16 plus 2, so 18. Okay, so that's what that means there. When you see any kind of pattern, that will tell you the number of chains plus a number. You put that plus number after you have already chained the amount in the multiple that you want. If that makes sense. I really hope that does make sense, guys. I'm trying to explain this the best I know how to explain it. Another thing that I really appreciated about this book is there are a couple of different... Sorry for the glare. I can't get my lighting right in the living room. I'm still working on it. Anyways, so the pattern, wow. Yeah, this is a pattern, guys. But the book also gives you a pattern to make different items. Like this is a zigzag scarf, and it tells you where to find it. So it gives you a full layout of this pattern. So yeah, as you can see, this is just, there is just so much in the way of crochet and knit. So this is very friendly for both. This one's kind of funky. This is using fun fur yarn. Yeah, it's a little too much for me. I don't do furry yarn, and I don't do eyelash yarn. So anyways, and then go to the back of the book here. After all your patterns are done, it tells you knitting techniques. Okay, it tells you the different knitting techniques that you can do. There's the last of the knitting techniques there. And then it goes into your crochet techniques. It tells you how to hold your hook and everything. Now, let me just tell you, you're going to see a lot of tutorials out there. You're going to see books. You're going to see a lot of people say, well, you need to hold your hook. You know, you need to hold your hook this way. This is the only way you can hold your hook. No, you need to hold the hook what is going to be... Sorry, I was trying not to sneeze. That would have been very rude of me. What I have found when I tried that approach, when I first started crocheting many, many years ago, it was a turnoff for me. I was frustrated. I quit. And then I started watching more and more tutorials, and I noticed a lot of people are doing this grip, like this, the knife grip. And that is what works for me. And I noticed that is what works for a lot of people. It all depends on how you can hold your hook. Okay, so there is that. This talks about your single, your half double, your double, your treble, which is a triple crochet, working into the front and back loops, fastening off your yarn, working decreases, which I'm still learning on working my decreases. Woo! So, in the back of this book, this is where I wanted to talk to you all about. It gives you colors and, like you'll see, gives you the color recommendation and the brand. However, I don't even know if all of these yarns are still made, because this book, if you look the copyright, the last time was 2023. So I don't know, maybe some of these are still around. I did not check out all of these yarns. I just don't have that time in my day to do all that. But it gives you some ideas. I have found that with crochet books, and there's some other books that you can get from this search press. I have found that if I'm doing a pattern, or I'm just doing a stitch sampler or something, I like to use my own yarns, what I am comfortable with. I appreciate that they give the recommendation and everything. However, like I said, I need to do what works best for me. And that is my recommendation to you too. If you just don't feel comfortable with the yarn that they are telling you to use, then I would suggest shopping your stash, seeing what you like to work with the most, and try the pattern or stitch sampler out with that. That goes to say with this here that I made, this was a stitch sampler crochet along that Juan the Yarn Addict was doing. I am sorry, I just tripped over my words. He was using cotton in his. I chose to use a 4-weight Lion Brand mandala. And I know there was a couple of us that used this. This is the color Gnome. So that's just one example. That is just one example. It's whatever your preference is. I just wanted to show you really quick. There are other books out there that are very beginner friendly, like these. As you see, I have a lot of stuff bookmarked. I bought this book way back in my beginning journey. But this one also gives you crochet techniques, materials and tools, pattern notes, shows you all the different animals that you can make in here. So that one's that. This was also an Amazon purchase. Sarah Zimmerman. I'm sure you all are familiar with Repeat Crafter Me. She also has 2 books out. This was her first one. This was her second one. She has some adorable patterns. I'm actually working on one of her year-long crochet alongs right now, where it's an under the sea theme, and it's 12 different under the sea critters, plus I think 3 additional. I'm a little behind on that because life has just kind of caught up to me, but they're pretty easy, fairly quick to make. And a lot of fun. So much fun. She's really fun to watch. Check out her website and her YouTube page. And then I have this. This right here is going to be your best friend when you're just starting out to crochet. This is, it tells you how to work in rows, tells you how to join your yarn. It tells you how to measure your gauge, aftercare for crochet, extended single crochet, half double crochet, double, treble, working into one loop, into a chain space, in between the spike stitches. Spike stitches are fun, by the way. I never thought they would be fun, but they are. And then I didn't notice yet. So this one also at the beginning of the book gives you a little thumbnail and on what page. But it's also broken down. If you see, there's your basic stitches and fans and shells, which I think are gorgeous on a border. And then you have puffs and bobbles, interlocking stitches. Yeah. And then it just, each page has 2 different ones, and it gives you how it should look when you're crocheting. This is probably one of the best purchases I have made in my crochet journey. I've only been crocheting now steadily about 1.5 years. And I am telling you, it's a learning journey. It really, truly is. Symbols and abbreviations. This is also fantastic to have. This will help you when you're reading charts and patterns. There's some abbreviations down there. And then your index. So there's that book. I highly recommend this book here. I know there's a lot of stitch tutorials out there on the YouTube streets. But sometimes, you know, maybe your internet goes down or you're traveling and you don't have internet access, because there are a lot of dead zones when traveling, especially traveling through like mountains and stuff like that. This is a good book to have. It's not super thick. You can easily put this in your bag, your project bag, and take it with you. So like I said, this is on Amazon. It's less than $20. It was really cheap. So then this is the last one I have, which is 200 crochet blocks for blankets, throws, and afghans. This is another Jan Eaton book, just like this is also her book, my new one that I just showed you. So this is crochet squares to mix and match. And you know, right now granny squares are in. I love crocheting squares and then putting them all together. There's just so many possibilities. Okay, I like this one a lot. The steps, that's really neat. You can make a fun blanket out of that. And then look, you've got crochet. Of course this is crochet, friends. I'm sorry, it is Thursday. It feels like a Monday. I need more caffeine. Anyways, a snowflake, which would be beautiful. Christmas rose, look at that. Traditional granny. Water lily, a corner square, which I find those really pretty as well. And if you're really interested, Jada in Stitches right now is doing a year-long crochet tutorial. I'm also doing this one, or I'm attempting to, because these are all new to me squares that she's doing. And it's something like Granny's Cupboard or something like that. But every month is a new granny square with her. So that is Jada in Stitches who's doing that one. And every month she releases a new pattern on her Etsy store, as well as a tutorial on her YouTube page. So there's that. So again, this just gives you an introduction, colors, yarns, how to combine your blocks, how to use this book, turning the blocks, mixing blocks together, techniques, and then goes on into mix and match, choosing your blocks, planning your design, combining blocks, creating patterns. That's a good one right there. Edgings. Again, color theory, which I appreciate in her books. There's how you can do mix and match, like designs, Blue Horizons, Deco Delight. That is really pretty. Water Lily Pond, Eastern Promise. So just stuff like that. And then it goes into the stitch tutorials of each of these. And I'm going kind of fast because I don't want to give away the pattern. As you see, it just gives all kinds of stuff. And then you get to the back of the book, and it's the same thing like her other book, how to get started, holding your yarn and hook. Again, do what's comfortable for you. You don't need to follow what's in the book. You need to just kind of play around with holding the yarn, play around with holding the hook. Whatever is going to be comfortable for your hands. Turning chains, stitches, joining your yarns, all your different stitches, textured stitches, decreases, three-dimensional motifs, which is like that Christmas rose I showed you in the beginning of the book. And then this goes into same thing, the color suggestions. This book has a copyright of 2004, so this one's a little bit older, but that's okay. So friends, that is what I have for you on this video. I know this was a long video, but I get really passionate about talking about beginning crochet and how to start and what to do, where to get started. But my suggestion, like I said to you, is play around with the yarn, play around with the hook, with how it is comfortable for you to hold. Another suggestion I have is get several different types of hooks, whether it just be your basic metal hook, a hook that has an ergonomic handle. You know, you can find hooks at thrift stores, believe it or not. I have found some really good metal, I think they were Susan Bates hooks, or they might have been Boyd. Anyways, I found a big, huge set of them for, I think, $7. I think there was like maybe 15 hooks in that set, and it was practically brand new. So, excuse me. With that being said, don't give up. Keep going on that crochet journey. It is a journey. It is so much fun once you get going. You know, if something frustrates you, put it in timeout. That's okay. We all have a timeout for our projects. Goodness knows, I have 1, 2, maybe 10 different places for timeout projects. And start something else. You know, another thing I can suggest too when you're shopping for yarn, shop for yarn that speaks to you. For me, right now, it is bright colors. It is fun, bright, happy colors. What makes you happy when you're shopping for yarn? Let the yarn speak to you. So with that, friends, enjoy your crochet journey. Enjoy your knitting journey. Whatever your yarny journey is, just enjoy it and have fun with it, okay? I'm going to let you go. I have one more video I need to record for tomorrow. You're going to want to come back tomorrow. I am doing new yarn from Premier. Yes, friends, it is here. It was at my door when I got home this morning. I almost squealed for delight. So with that being said, remember to be kind. Be blessed. I love you all, and I will see you again in this yarny journey tomorrow. Bye, friends.